Hi guys. So in today's video we are going to talk about the Java flow control statements. Okay, and basically I have categorized this Java control flow statements into three category. And the first one is selection statement. The second one is iteration, and the third one is transfer statement. Okay. So this transfer, these three category, we are going to talk about this in this video. Okay, this I think this video is going to be a big one. So let's do not get bored and let's get started. Okay, so this is the most important thing if you are dealing with Java. Without Java control flow control statements, you are not going to write uh, the business logics and all of these validations kind of stuffs. Okay, so these are very important and on the backbone, you can say that. Okay, without having these, you can't stand. Okay, and I don't know any of the programming languages exist if we don't have any Java flow control statements. Okay, so these are that kind of important in any of the programming languages. Okay, so now let's talk about one by one. What is selection statement? Okay, so basically in selection statement, uh, we have if. Okay, we have if else. Okay, and also we also have else if else. Okay, nested. Not nested. The chain of if else. Okay. In the third point, I put the switch statements. So these are selection statements where you write something and it falls into a condition, and then it selects that particular piece of code. Okay, we'll see what I'm talking about. So let's go one by one. For the selection statement, I have a if condition. And what is the syntax of the if condition? If condition, and we have a block of code. Okay, this block of code. We have something here. We have something here. This something is nothing but a code. Okay, the lines of code. Lines of code. Okay. So if Java executes a program, then this line of code is executed for sure. This line of code is executed for sure. When it comes to this line, it checks there is a if statement. Okay, if there is a if statement, then it is going to check the condition. Okay, it is going to check the condition. Let me write it down correctly. Okay, so if this condition is true, then only it will go inside and executes these lines of code. If it is not true, if it is false, then it skips these many lines of code and then it executes after the block of if. Okay, so this is why if condition is very important. And the real time example, if you can see, uh, if you are checking any greater element. Okay, suppose you are doing a transaction, and if balance, let me write it down, piece of code, let's say int balance equals to 20, you have 20,000, and I'm saying if balance is greater than 20,000. Okay, then minimum balance is required, sorry, less than. Okay, and here you can also print something. Happy, have a good day, have a good day. So this is a piece of code which is written inside the main method. We are assuming right now it is written inside a main method. We will see when we will do the live coding. So what is happening right now here is when the Java executes, it comes to this line of code. Okay, so it executed and now it knows that balance is 20,000. Okay, it knows. Now, when Java comes to this line, what it is checking like if balance is less than 20,000. Do we have less than 20,000? No, we don't have less than 20,000, right? So it does not go inside this. It will directly jump out of this loop, out of this block, not loop. And then it is printed, have a good day. Okay. Let's suppose if I have a balance of 90,000. Okay. Now, when Java execute this line of code, it is executed and the balance is 90,000 right now. Then it goes into this condition and it is checking if balance is less than 20,000. Yes, it is. It is less than 20,000 actually. So the bank is giving a customer a message like the minimum balance is required, and you can write minimum balance of 20,000 kind of stuff is required. Okay, so the customer will know that uh, minimum balance is required, and he will go. So this is kind of uh, you know you if you want to put one condition and if you want to execute that condition, only if that condition becomes true, only if the condition becomes true, then only this block is executed. So in this way you can use the if block. Let's go to the second one, if else. If else. Okay, and the syntax of is if else is there is some piece of code here, then there is a if block, again condition, it is same as the above one. Okay, then it is again some piece of code. Now we have one extra block here, is else block. Okay, and in else block we don't have any condition, because if that condition is true, then only it will execute. If that condition is not true, then it will execute the else block. Okay, and then it will print some line of codes. So in this if else we have a guarantee, like in this block either this one or this one will be printed. Okay, this is a guarantee. If you want to print this one, this should be true. If not true, then this will be printed. So this is 100% guarantee this block is executed, but only a single block is executed at one time. Okay, either this one will be executed or this one will be executed. So this is the syntax of if else. And uh, the another syntax of the chain of if else is if condition one, and then we have some piece of code, then else if, and here we will write condition 2. Okay, and we have some piece of code, and then we can also write one more else if condition 3. Okay, so basically you can write as many as else if you want. Okay, you have, let's suppose you have multiple conditions. Okay, you have more than through two conditions, three conditions, four conditions, then you can create a chain of if else if. And the last one, if all the condition fails, then it will execute the else block. Okay, so this is the you can say that the chain of if else. Okay, let is it is completed, right? Okay, now The next one is what is the next one? Let me check. Switch statement. Okay. Now let me see the third one. See, switch. Okay. So first we will see the syntax of switch and then we will see how it works. Okay. Now, if we talk about the syntax, we will have switch. First of all, we have some piece of code here. Then we have switch. We have some argument here. Okay. Then we have cases. So case level one, and we have this colon, and we have we can do some piece of code here, or we can just sys out. We will print something. Hi, and then it will break. Then again we have case two, and here it will be full colon. Then we will have some piece of code here inside case two. How are you? And then it will break. Okay. The same way we can have multiple cases. We can have more than 10 cases, 100 cases. On the basis of your requirement, you can create multiple cases. Okay. And if it does not fall in any of the cases, then basically we will have default case and it will break. Or you can put any message in the default as well. Not matching. Okay. And it breaks. And this switch block is completed. Okay. So basically the switch starts from here and ends here. So suppose what I'm saying here is suppose if you have 100 of cases, okay, and if Java program execute, then it execute this line, and then it checks the argument. That argument matches any level. If that argument matches any level of the case, then it execute that particular case only. Okay, and if it does not matches any of the case, then it uh, checks the default one and breaks. Okay, breaks means we will see what is break and continue. So break means it will come out of this block. So this is what the break will do. Okay, so we will see how break and continue. There are two words, break and continue. So we'll see. Okay, so if we talk about let me write one code here. So let's suppose we have a class test and public static void main. Okay, string array args, and let me write it down. So like I told you, every programming, every code we are doing, we will do inside our main method. Okay, then only it will execute. So let me initialize a variable here, int a equals to 10. Okay, and now I'm writing a switch case. My switch case is switch and then argument. I'm taking the argument as a. Okay, now my switch case will start. I'll create cases. So case, uh, let me see, 5. Okay, then I'll print something. This out. Let me write one thing. Let me make it 3 to make it smaller. Okay, let's suppose this is a roll number, and I'm passing the in argument roll number. So I'll write a case, roll number one. In case one, we have sys out, Rahul, and then break. So break, what break will do? It will comes out to uh, the block of switch. Otherwise, it will go and check every cases unnecessarily. Okay. So case two, sys out, Rohan, and then break. Case three, sys out, Ritik, and then break. Okay. And then if any of the we should have the default one, because if none of the cases matches, then it will print the default one. No match, and then break. Okay. So let me tell you the importance of break. So when our Java program execute, it execute this code first. Okay, roll number is 3. Now it executes this one. So in switch, we know that we have a roll number which value is 3. Okay, now it goes in that inside the switch, it checks roll number matches to 1. No, it is not. Then it is not going to execute this one. Okay, now it checks if roll number is 2. No, it is not. So it is not going to print this one. Now it is check if roll number is 3. Yes, it is 3. Now it execute this one, and it execute this one. Okay, and if it execute the break, then it will directly out come outside this here. Okay, if we don't have break statement, then what it will do, it will go and check every conditions. Let's suppose if we have 100 conditions, so it checks every 100 lines of code, every 100 cases. Okay, so that is unnecessary, right? If we find our match, then why there is a need to check every cases, right? If we find our roll number 3, then we do not need to check for roll number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got it? So that's why that break is very important to break the block, and that's why we put the break here. Got it? Now, yeah, I think this is done. Okay, so let's go the second one. Let's come to the second one, and I'll put some cases. I'll put some assignment questions in the assignment tab, and you can go there and you can visit. Okay, you can visit codeseco.in, where you can um enroll out this course and you can do the assignment. Now, the second one we have is iteration statement. Okay, for the iteration statement, we have again we have three category. We have for loop, we have while loop, and we have do while loop. Okay, so let's go one by one and let's check it what this for loop means. Okay, iteration is iteration. What iteration is? Iteration, you can consider this as a repetition. Okay, repetition. So for loop, we have syntax. Okay, so the syntax is for initialization. Okay, then we have condition, and then we have increment or decrement. Okay, and then the piece of code. Okay, so what these three parameters is? these three parameters are. So the first one is initialization. Okay, let me tell you one thing. If the Java executes here and if it checks the condition, okay, the initialization will be checked for the first time. The condition will be checked again and again, and the increment and decrement will uh, you know increase or decrease the value of the initialized variable, so that the loop cannot enter into the infinite condition. Okay, I'll tell you what it means. So here, it checks the condition and then it increases or decreases the value. Okay, and then it executes every time, uh, whenever the condition matches. Every time, it's not only execute only for the one time, for the two time. It executes every time until our condition is met, until our condition is true. Okay, so let me write uh, one question first. Let's suppose if I want to print 1 to 10 counting. Okay, so how you can print it? So this is your main method. Okay, I'll write pscm public static psvm void main. Okay, to make it short for now. So if I want to print from 1 to 10, then how you can print? Sys out 1, sys out 2, sys out 3, and so on till sys out 10. Okay, and this will print the number from 1 to 10, and this is fine. Okay, this is fine for now, this is fine. Let's suppose if I say, can you print from 1 to 1 lakh? Is it possible for you to write these many lines of code, 1 lakh lines of code, just to print 1 to 1 lakh numbers? Is it possible? Okay, it is not. Even if it is possible, then if I say, can you print 1 to 1 crore? Is it possible? It is now, it is impossible for you. Okay. Then to resolve these kind of problems where we have a repetition of the code or repetition of the line to be executed, we have iteration statements. And that iteration, the first iteration statement we are talking about right now is the for loop. Okay, so how we can resolve this issue? So like we have seen that this is the syntax of the for loop. How we can do it? Let's suppose this is pscm again, inside the main method psvm, sorry, public static void main. Inside the for loop, we have to initialize a variable. The first condition is the first parameter is initialization. So int a equals to 1. Okay, because we are starting from 1, that's why we are writing here is 1. If we are starting from 0, then we have to write 0 here. Okay, so let me write 0. So it will start from 0, then semicolon. Then the second parameter is condition. What we are saying is we have to print our number from 0 to 10. Okay, then this a should be greater than equals to 9. Okay, this a should be greater than equals to, sorry, I'm so sorry about this. uh, a should be less than equals to 10. Okay, when a is less than equals to 10, then it will print again, again, again. Okay, and the last one is increment, because we are increasing our prints, right, from 0, 1, 2, 3. So in that case we have to do increment, not decrement. Okay, so for increment we have a plus plus. Okay, this a plus plus is nothing but a equals to a plus 1. What we are saying here is every time when this loop executes, we have to increase our a from 1. Okay. Okay, I'm taking it slowly. Okay, this is very important loop. So for the first time, I'm printing here sys out, and I'm printing a only. Okay, now let's see how this code executes. When the code executes, it comes to the first line, the first for loop. So what it is checking? First, it is checking the initialization. What is the initialization here is? The initialization here is 0. Now it is checking the condition. What is the condition? Condition is a is less than 10, is less than equals to 10. So my a is 0 now, and my a is 0. I'm writing here my a is 0 now. Condition is a is less than equals to 10. So is it true or false? Yes, it is true because it is less than 0. Okay, now it comes inside. Okay, it prints one. What it prints, sorry, it prints 0 because right now it is 0. It prints 0. Now it goes to this one. The third step is this. Now it goes to this one, and it increases the value of a to 1. Okay, now my a becomes 1. Now my a is no longer 0. Now a becomes 1. Now it is checking if a is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is less than equals to 10. True. Then it prints a, which is 1. Now again it is going to a plus plus, which is increasing it by 2. Again it is checking, so it keeps going until 10. So let me write here. Okay, now it is 10. Now check. uh, this a is 10. Now it is checking if a is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is not less than, but it is equals to. So again this is true, and this prints the value 10. Now it increases the value to 11. Now it checks the condition. Is it less than to 10? No. Is it equals to 10? No. So both condition false. Then it comes into false condition. And whenever it comes into false condition, it breaks the loop and it comes out to the loop and not going to print anything. So our print statements only print from 0 to 10. I hope you got it, how this for loop executes. Okay. And the same way you can write your condition. Okay. Inside the condition, like I told you, for int a equals to 0, a is less than equals to, let's say if you want to print uh, 1 cr, so number, right? And then you have to plus plus, and then sys out a. So this will print a number from 0 to 1 cr, right? But there's a problem here is, so what is the problem? What is the range of integer? What is the range of integer? uh, does it comes inside the range of integer? If it does not comes, let me increase one more zero here. So if it is not coming inside the range of integer, then it will give you error. Okay, so for that case we have to initialize this for long. Okay, instead of int we have to use long, because we know that our value uh, is fine. The loop is fine until the range of the integer, but when it goes beyond the range of the integer, then it will give you error, right? And the program will stop. So this is the thing you have to remember for now. Okay, for the initialization, we have seen the condition and we have also seen the increment or decrement. You can also do a decrement as well, where you can print from 10 to 0 or 10 to 1. Okay, the reverse counting. So the second one is while loop. Okay, so what is the syntax here is, The syntax is while we have a condition here and then we have a piece of code. This is very simple loop. Okay, so let me write it down one program. Let's say if so the initialization will be outside of the while loop. So if is equals to 10 and I'm saying while a is less than equals to, so let me write down a equals to 0. If a is less than equals to 10, so till a is less than equals to 10, I'll print a, and then I will do a plus plus. So what is this? You know, every iteration statements is having that three condition: the initialization, the condition, and the third one is increment or decrement. So this initialization is outside of the loop. So this is initialization. This is condition, and this is increment. At the end, we do increment. Okay. So this is the format of the while loop, and this behaves same as the for loop. Okay, because if a is equals to 10, it is checking the condition. If it is true, then it prints a. First time it prints 0, then a becomes 1. Then it goes again to this line of code. Then it prints, it checks if 1 is less than 10. Yes, it is. Then it prints a. Then it becomes 2. Now 2 is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is. Then it prints 2. Okay, the same way it prints till 10 because we put the condition equals to. So it prints 10. And when it becomes 11 with this line of code, then it becomes false and it comes outside the loop, while loop. Okay. So this is the execution flow of the while loop. Now let's check the third one, do while. So how it is different to the other loops. Uh, let's see the syntax first. Do, we have some piece of code here, and while, and we have condition. Okay, we have condition, and what this condition will be, it is same as what we have seen for loop and while loop. Okay, until this condition is true, this do will be executed again and again. So what is the difference between the while loop and do while loop? Okay, so the difference is this do will execute for the first time. This is 100% guarantee. This do will execute uh, whatever the condition will be, whether it is a true, whether it is a false. This do will always print. This do will always execute. Okay. Now let's check one example. So we have PSVM. Okay, we are writing inside the main method. Now, right now I'm initializing I equals to 0 here, and I'll do sysout, and I'll print I, and I'm doing I plus plus. Okay, and there is a condition while I is less than equals to 10. Okay, so what is it is going to do? The Java execute this line of code int I equals to 0. Then this is initialization. Okay, initialization. Then it goes to do loop. So right now it does not have any condition. Okay, so it does not know there is a condition exist because that condition exists here. So it does not know. So it goes inside this. So it prints I, which is 0. Then it increments. So now I becomes 1. Okay, I becomes 1. Now it checks if I is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is. Now it is checking the condition. If it is true, then it is again going inside the loop. Then it prints I and so on. Okay. So the point here is the do loop is always executes whether the condition is true and false. Okay. At least one is a guarantee. At least one time it is printed. So that's why if you have some condition where you want to print your loop for the first time, for sure, then you can use this do loop. Okay. Now, the third category we were talking about is transfer statement. Okay. Inside the transfer statements, we have different things here. First one is break, which we have talked about. We have continue. We have return, and we have try. Okay. This return and try we will be talking about in the future videos. Okay. This I'm not going to cover these two things here because you won't understand. So the first break and continue, I'll explain. So the first one is break. Okay, let's suppose I have a for loop. Inside the for loop, I have initialization of a equals to 0. I'm saying that a should be less than 10 and a should be increases always. Okay, with 1. Now, uh, okay, now if I say, if I write a condition, if a equals to 4, okay, then break, okay, or sys out, after the loop sys out a. So what it will do, just uh, focus here. First it comes to the for loop, then it checks a is 10. Okay, that's fine. And it checks the condition, is a is less than 10. Yes, it is. Now if it is less than 10, it goes inside the for loop. Now it is checking if a equals to 4. No, it is not, because right now a is 0. Let me write it down. A, the condition a is less than 10, and the if block a equals to 4. Okay, now a is 0 here, so it is less than 10. Yeah, yes, it is true. So it goes inside. It is equal to false, 4. No, it is false. Then it is not going inside the for loop, so directly it prints a. So when it prints a, so it prints print a, it prints 0. Now this increment executed, now a becomes 1. 1 is less than 10. 1 is less than 10, which is true. And it checks if a equals to 4. No, it is not. It is not. Then it is false. Now it execute this line, so which is 1. Okay, the same way it is for true. The same way it is for 3. Okay, and when it becomes 4, now it is checking. When it becomes 4, this condition is true, but this condition is also true. So if that condition is true, then it executes the break and it will come outside the loop. So it will print these lines of code. So it is not going to print this one as well. So break will come out the loop block, any piece of code. Okay, this is what break will do. Okay, so now this is fine. This is fine because what you are doing here is you are breaking when your condition is met. This is fine. Okay, you are not going to print after 4. Okay, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this is not going to print. So what if my condition is, my question is, I don't want to print 4 only, but all the numbers should be printed. So let's suppose if I want to print 0, 1, 2, 3, I don't want to print 4, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. In that case, you can use continue here. In that case, you can use continue. So continue will pass that particular condition and then it executes the next one. So it is not going to break that continue is let me write the continue also. Okay. What continue does, continue passes one condition. Okay, if you have that condition written inside, then it will pass. Let's suppose you have multiple condition here. If a equals to 4, or if a equals to 5, then it will continue. So either it is 4, either it is 5. It is not going to print. So what it will print, 1, 2, 3, and then it will skip 4 and 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to print it. So this is what basically a continue does. Okay. So I think we have completed these iteration statements, these control flow statements. You can go through this video once again, and you can do the assignments in the codeseco.in. Okay. You will find out the notes there as well, so you can go through this.